Greetings and shalom, my friends and family. Anyone else that might be out there watching? Welcome back, my fellow believers and non-believers alike, to Monday Mud. My name is Will, and I'm an aspired follower of Yeshua Hamashiach. You might know him as Jesus Christ. And this here is where we do a little monthly update on the old YouTube channel and Rumble channel and all that good stuff. And for you subscribers or folks that was members or folks who frequent this here little establishment on the interwebs, you're already aware of the fact that the YouTube channel for Bible on a Bicycle was recently demonetized across the board. Not one video, not a warning, not saying, hey, didn't have no copyright strikes or anything like that, but the YouTube algorithm dragon in all of its wisdom decided that this here little channel and the content that I put my blood, sweat, and time into is repetitive and of no value. Not even gonna lie, that kind of ticked me off a little bit at first, as well as left me quite confused. So I've reached out to the old YouTube help center. Of course, I ended up with an AI bot claiming to be a human, who informed me that my channel had never ever even applied for monetization. So let alone could it have been demonetized, which led me down a whole nother rabbit hole. Finally, after about 3 or 4 days of digging and diving and delving, I got a response from a human, or at least an email from someone claiming to be a human named D, informing me that yes, indeed, my channel has been demonetized. Now, to be honest, the YouTube algorithm dragon has been on this channel for about a year now. Ever since we hit a big growth spurt about a year and a half ago, started getting a bunch of views, subscribers, and reaching up on the algorithm, suddenly this channel was demonetized back then. I made a few adjustments on the way we do things around here, put my face out here more. Spent the last year walking on eggshells when it comes to creating content here. Trying to get around the algorithm drag, approaching subjects with very, very timid and soft speech. You know, all that PC stuff. But despite all that, and despite this channel being put on a shadow ban of sorts, there was always a continuous flow of fresh, new faces coming in, and a steady presence of all you folks, and you know who you are, who continually fellowship and support this little channel and the ministry that I do here in my everyday life. And for that, I am eternally grateful. Without that, well, you wouldn't even be watching this more than likely. Anyway, about a week or so ago, got that a notice, went through all that rigmarole, went down that rabbit hole. The short of it is, channel's been demonetized. Now, to be honest, I was only making about $150-160 every 2 months from this channel. Now, if it had been a year and a half ago, that'd have been a different story. When the numbers were climbing and we were actually being promoted into the algorithm, we were making a steady little income. And the ministry was growing. I was able to do burrito bike rides and pass out burritos, sleeping bags, and dry socks to the homeless folks that year, all through the winter, thanks to that. And I highly appreciated it. But my goal for this channel never was to make a living at it or to become famous from it. It's just a way for me to share my journey. I've had other YouTube channels, and I still do, but I don't really do a lot on them. I put a little project here and there and, play around with them. But this here is where I decided I was going to share the most important event that ever happened to me in my entire life and the results of that. And that was the day that I finally went, hey, what do you want? And Yeshua, he answered. And I've been on a journey ever since. The reason it's called Bible on a Bicycle is because more than once in my life, and at the time of the actual conception for this channel, all I had, literally, that I knew was for sure in my life was a Bible and a bicycle. Granted, the bicycle was packed down with camping gear and all that, but Bible and a bicycle. Henceforth, here we are. So, I'm not truly terribly upset about being demonetized. Now, granted, I live a very, very modest life, way below the poverty level, and that's fine by me. I like keeping it simple and humble. That way I can live like a king. If you don't get that, well... Speaking of kings, look at here, old Bean come up to say hi with us. Anyway, I just wanted to talk to you about that right off the bat, the whole demonetization. That's going to lead into the next thing. What's going to change here around this channel? Not a whole lot. If anything, I'm just going to get bolder, because now I don't have to worry about appeasing that old algorithm dragon. All right, well, we're going to take a break from that. This is my beaners. This is my medication. This is my motivation. And my co-pilot. This guy's usually sitting right here on my lap. Barely. Oh, look at that. Giving me hugs. Telling me when I got to take breaks. And giving me the good love to keep me going. He's got good hugs. You do got good hugs, Beanie. I love you, dude. I love you. I don't care if you interrupt my video. I can edit it out. This is too good. Give me some of that good stuff. Give me that good stuff. Give it to me. Give me some on this side too. But here's something I found ironic. Even though the content on my channel was deemed worthless or without value, not worthy of running ads on because it's not advertiser friendly. Let me know if you see some ads, because I also noticed in that little fine print there that even though I can't be monetized, all my content's been deemed not of value and not advertiser friendly, YouTube is still allowed to run ads on any or all of my videos. So don't come at me for any ads. If they're inappropriate ads or any of that, I have no control over any of that anymore. I just found it to be a little bit ironic. But anyway, in the midst of all this, as you can imagine, this past month has not been exactly the best for at least this YouTube channel. But I have to give a big old huge shout out to you folks, and you know who you are. I don't want to steal your blessing, but you know who you are and you know what you done there. And that helped out so much immensely. That kept the lights on here, keeps the Wi-Fi going, and it frees up a little bit of time so that I can continue to create the content that I create here. For the handful of you folks out there that find it valuable and beneficial, I tell you what I think threw it off and what got the whole algorithm looking at me. First of all, they did a new update on their policy, and a lot of people's been getting hit. But it's been hitting mostly animators, people who use animation, and folks who do things like daily devotionals, Bible studies, because YouTube in its wisdom has decided that is no value. There's just too much of that here. But I assure you, those daily devotionals, that's me. I don't know what YouTube thinks, but I'm the guy who does all the editing. I'm the guy that actually is riding that bicycle. I'm the guy who's doing the voiceover. I don't get it. Anyway, kind of ruffled my feathers on principle alone. But then that got me to thinking, hey, if YouTube finds my content to be of no value, and I'm sure most algorithms out there will, I'll just do like the old school homegrown country churches did. Just reach out to you folks for anybody who's interested, putting a little cash in the offering basket to keep the lights on here and the Wi-Fi going. We'll take the advice of one of the subscribers. Of course, they gave me this advice a year ago, but I've been busy with real life and busy doing what I'm doing. But I was told you should start a Patreon. Never did do it, but now I have. So for anybody out there who's interested in donating a lousy $5 a month, there's only one tier going to keep it simple and easy. Lousy $5 a month. That's less than 20 cents a day, folks. 2 lousy dimes. If you find any value or benefit from this little channel or the ministry we do here, or just find it entertaining, stick back a dime or two every day when you get home from work. Throw it in the piggy bank and then send it our way and join us over on the Patreon. For anybody that watched the podcast last night or listened to the podcast last night, you got a sneak peek at one of the exclusive video series, and that's the post-rant show for Babbling On in Babylon. Going to be posting articles over there, get most videos at least a few days early, most of them a week or so early. And as always, I will be posting exclusive content, folks over there. I also thought about trying to start a live stream of sorts, so we could all gather together live and get together. I'm in dire need of fellowship, folks. I'm just not very technological savvy, and I don't have a decent webcam. But if you're interested in it, and the good Lord approves of it, He'll provide. And once I figure out how to work everything out over there on Patreon, they do have a live chat ways that we can get a little bit more intimate with our fellowship and studies without having to worry about the algorithm's approval. So if that is something you think you'd be interested in, I'm excited about it. I'm about sick of YouTube and their ways anyway. It's kind of good to have the old cape pulled off of my mouth for a change. But come join us over on the Patreon. Like I said, it's only $5 a month. Don't care who you are, where you're from, and you get all the benefits of it. In the meantime, we're going to keep doing what we do here. We're going to keep on pedaling along, keeping things righteous. Well, I think that's got us pretty much updated. Before we get out of here, I would like to say this. The YouTube algorithm dragon continues to come at this channel hot and heavy. So if by chance someday you come here to visit, to fellowship, and you find that the channel no longer stands, you might want to go over to the Rumble, hit us up on the Rumble, keep that in your bookmarks. Also got a little Ko-Fi over there where if anything horrible was to happen and I'd disappear off the internet, that's one place that I'd be posting, making sure to keep updated on. And for all you old folks, Gen Xers, that's still over on the old Facebook, Bible on a Bicycle does have a page over there as well. I'm not big on social media, but I'm usually there once a day posting. So hit me up. If you've been emailing me and I haven't responded to you yet, I'll get around to it as soon as I can. I'm not ignoring you, and you're not in my spam box because I check there too. All right, I better wrap this up before this here camera gives out on me. The battery goes dead. Beans done gave out on me. Look at this hair. That guy. Deej's over there. Made a big mess. I gave him a couple little empty boxes from some of the groceries, and I put little treats down in them so they could tear them up, Oh, yeah, they have good fun with that. Learned that from my human kids. Go out and get them all kinds of gifts. They'll end up playing with the boxes with toys laying over in the corner. Some of you already know what I'm talking about. Alrighty, well, I'm going to get off of here. Hope everyone out there is having a beautiful and blessed day, and the Lord's been shining down on you. Hope everyone survived that winter storm that hit the good old U.S. here. No matter where you're at in the world, what you're doing, where you're from, what you look like, whether you're pretty or ugly, smart or dumb. Happy to have you here. You're always welcome here. Hope to see you here next time, and until next time, remember, Yeshua, Jesus loves you. So do I. Now get off of here, go ride your bike if weather permits. It's cleared up here enough that I've been hopping on the saddle. But regardless, pedaling or not, make sure that you read your Bibles. And until next time, I'll be willing. Shalom, shalom.
Yeah, I had holes in my shoes and a hole in my soul, chasing bottles and in shadows, never quite whole. But the road kept rolling and grace kept calling. Just me, two wheels, and the word when I was falling. Used to ride dirty through towns I don't name, drowning in liquor, hiding my shame. Every mile of memory, every high just a chain. Thought I was free, but I was running from pain. I slept in ditches, prayed in alleys, heard the voice of God in the strangest valleys. No roof, no plan, just the truth in my hand. One holy book and a busted kickstand, just a Bible and a bicycle riding through the storm, where the Spirit led me even when